Good morning, this is Bear. Bear Talk about good book reviews. So, a few weeks ago, I keep posting a lot of things on LinkedIn and other social media to show my personal journey of becoming a designer, which is quite good because I got a lot of feedbacks and some comments from other designers and from people who have interests about my story. And also when I share some of the ideas or insights via social media, there are people who agreeing with me or disagreeing with me. And then I found something interesting. It's about what we are doing in our daily life. A lot of time are spending for influencing, persuading, or suggesting other people, in another world, to move others. So it's more like what a salesman's doing in a few years ago, like try to persuade you with some new ideas or with some new product or new solutions. This is what we are doing. Actually, everyone is selling something. Sometimes you're selling yourself, such as me. To share my personal journey is another way to sell myself as a designer. And sometimes you're selling your product, your actual product, and sometimes you're just selling a way of living. Right. So this is a selling word in a general way. And I don't think you have the experience of someone knocking at your door and sell something, like ask you, Mister, we have this product, do you want to buy it? It's really rare in these days because it's digital age. It's like the death of a salesman. But in the digital age, we do it 24/7. So we do it via our social media. And sometimes we are part-time salesmen. We're doing our own business, online business, or we run our Amazon store or Etsy stores. So it's like selling is all kind of things we're doing, but we didn't realize. So in this book, I'm going to introduce today To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. He lists a lot of facts that shows us now 1 of 9 Americans are selling something in their day job, and the other 8 Americans actually also did the same thing via their social media or their other time. So we are all trying to moving others. So this is a fact, but the question reveals about how can we become a better person to move others. This is a big topic, and I don't think this book, To Sell is a Human, really give us a great solution of doing that. So I shared a lot of books about this topic, like Influence and Pitch Perfect and other books. So I think in this book, Daniel Pink, he lists a lot of facts and some experiments and some research to help us create our own roadmap of how to become a better salesman, how to sell your concept, your idea better. Right. So I think I can list something that he mentioned, like the one word per pitch. Sometimes we can easily identify or come to a keyword about something. For example, if we say Google in a few years ago, the first word came to us is search, right? but probably it's not the same word today, because now maybe we'll find Google have different branches of products. And if it's same Apple, sometimes we we came to the one word creative or user experience. Yes, so or experience. So this one word is a good thing to help you be better remembered. So I think it's just keep it simple, keep it simple and stupid for everyone, because it is a complex word. And the other thing is a great story that Daniel shared in this book. It's about customers' experience. So he said there's a story like in Amazon, there's a tradition like they keep all the meetings in Amazon with an empty chair, and this empty chair represents their customers. So it means that your customer is there with you in the same meeting, and you should take their perspective, and you should respect their perspective. So I think this is a great way, and also I share this story on my social media, and a lot of feedbacks. And some people said I just will do that in my company's meetings, right? So I think this is all about user or customer centric. If you want to sell something, you have to know your customer, and you have to understand what they are thinking, and you need to have empathy with them. And the third thing I learned from this book, the third suggestion, is start with a question. So sometimes, if you want to sell something, if you want to move others, the easiest way is to find out the problem, and it's also the hardest way, because in this world, if you can identify the problem, this ability is much important than if you can solve a problem. Sometimes we found solving problem is not hard. The hard thing is to find out which is the real problem. So if you want to sell something, I think the first stage is to find out what is the right question, what is the right problem, and start with the question. So this is three things I've learned from this book, but actually there are a lot of facts including in this book, and you can create your own roadmap to become a better salesman of this with his methodologies taught in this book. But if I need to use one word, one sentence to describe what I've learned from this book, I think it's all about two words: your heart and your head. So you have to understand your customers' understanding. You have to know what they are thinking. Like you have to think things with their head, with rational point of view. But the other side is you have to empathize with their feelings, and you have to believe that what you are doing is actually help them to become a better person, or what you are doing can actually make the world become a better world. So if you really believe that in your heart, and if you can really understand other people, their emotion with your heart, I think you will definitely become a better salesman. Okay, so this is what I've learned from this book. To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. Hope you like this book, and hope you like this book review. And I'm Bear. I'll see you in another episode. Bye.